Hey Stampers, it's the Pampered Stamper. It is 1 p.m. on Wednesday, and this live video is doing double duty. So a special welcome to my Technique Club members. This card is for you, and the rest of you are just lucky to be able to share in it. So what I'm featuring today is a Dutch door card. Now, I had never heard of this fold before. I don't usually do a lot of fancy fold cards because I'm a practical person and I want the fancy fold card to be able to stand up nicely. Now this one fits the bill, and usually for classes, fancy fold cards are a lot of work to prep and cut everything. And I find that the fancier the card, the less likely people are to give it away. And I'm a big proponent in mailing your cards. We should not be collecting. And I mean, that being said, I used to be a collector myself. I would always make, to solve that problem, I would always make 2 of each card, and that way I felt good giving one away and keeping one. So that's what I did for club members. So in case you were wondering why you have 2 cards of the same in your packet, that's why. I know you guys, and I know that you're going to like this card. Hi, Maureen. I knew you were going to like this card so much that you'd have a hard time giving it away. So you're going to make 2 cards, and you're going to keep one and give the other one away. And eventually you'll make more, and then you can give that one away too. That's the way it works. So thanks again to Ina Eisen. She sent me this card, and see how it goes up. And then this is the Dutch door part, right? It's really cool. And I will show you this card later on because I learned a few tips and tricks and I'm going to share them with you. Then I chose to make the card using the Free as a Bird because it's very spring-like. And I'm thinking that a lot of people are going to want to send a card to their friends. Like, you know, we're dragging into, I'd say it's been over a month now that we've been doing this COVID thing with social distancing and isolation, and it's starting to wear on people. People are really missing their friends, they're missing their family, and especially on the ends of the spectrum. Like, we're missing our elderly parents who we feel really need us, and that they don't always have the technology that we do, so it's easier for them to be lonely. And also the wee little ones, like our grandbabies that are growing and changing so much. That's hard. So hugs to all of you. Creativity sure helps. It really helps to make things. It takes your mind off things. You can mail your cards and you can bring joy to other people. I got Happy Mail again this morning. I'm going to grab it for a sec, okay? I want to show you. I got this card from my team member, Anne-Marie Perret. Isn't that nice? And then look, it matches. She stamped the envelope and it's got a matching thing on her address label even. So thank you so much, Anne-Marie. That's really nice. And you know what? It's just really nice to get cards in the mail. I FaceTimed, well, it's FaceTime. I used WhatsApp to do a video call with my cousins in Holland, and it was my cousin's birthday. I think she turned 59, and she's like, oh, like this, how am I going to celebrate my birthday? And she said it was wonderful. She got cards in the mail, people called and video chatted, and it was a great day. So I'm encouraging you to reach out to your loved ones with cards, but also take time to do a video call and just reach out to anyone you think might be lonely. And as much as I talk about crafting being my therapy, I don't know where I would be in all of this without Jesus. So my faith has been a huge support for me, just huge. It's called the peace that passes all understanding for a good reason. So, okay, I am going to flip the camera. So you know the drill. Kind of close your eyes for a minute so you don't get dizzy because I have to fiddle. And so here we go. I'm going to take it out of my thing. Close your eyes. I'm keeping it up because I'm turning my thing. I'm getting maybe a little bit better at this. All right, flipping the camera and putting it in the holder. So keep your eyes closed for a minute. There we go. Trying to straighten it out. And now, okay, so here is the card for club. And I will walk you through it like that. Now, the most important trick that I learned when making this card is that it is not the regular size 4 1/4. It is 4 1/8. This has to be just a smidge narrower so that when you put this band at the bottom, there's room for it to close. If you do it 4 1/4, then this catches and it doesn't close properly. Okay, so that was the big thing. So 4 1/8 by 9 inches. Okay, I'm wondering if I can write that down here. So 4 1/8 inches by 9 inches, and then scored at 5.5, just like normal, okay? And then the band is 8.5 by 2.25, scored at 2 1/8 from each end. All right, so take a screenshot of that if you can read my writing, okay? Maybe I went too wide. Okay, it's time to get going. So we start with this piece. So this is my piece that is 4 1/8 by 9, scored at 5 1/4. So give that a fold. Then we have a piece of Whisper white cardstock that is 3 1/4 by 3 7/8. And this piece, the pattern piece, is 3 inches by 3 5/8. Okay, this side is cute too, but that's the part I used on the bottom. So we're going to put some adhesive on that. The clicking of the snail. But it's important that you get your dimensions correct, especially if I don't want my feathers going that way. I mean, I suppose it wouldn't be the end of the world, but you know what you want. Okay, and now we're going to put this on the top half of that card. It's really, what's nice about this card is that it looks really fancy, but it's not difficult. That's my kind of fancy fold card. Okay, I love the freshness of the bird ballad paper. It's beautiful. Now the next thing I did, I already stamped this. These are one of my favorite products, and let me see if I can find it. They are called Stitched Nested Dies. See how many you get? And it stitches the opening as well as the die itself. I don't have a piece left over to show you that, but it's really cool. Highly recommended it, and they also layer together like this. So we can do that. Here we go. A few club members have not picked up their kits yet. Eileen, yours will get dropped off, hopefully later today. And Carol Ann Magnus, you didn't get your kit yet. So it will be here for you. So now we're going to take this piece, okay? And this piece was 8.5, so just the width of a piece of paper. 8.5 by 2 1/4, scored at 2 1/8 from either end, okay? And then we're going to, I'm just going to flip this and do this flat. You have 2 squares, okay, but they're not perfectly square. They are, let me grab my cheat sheet. They are 2 by 2 1/8, and the 2 1/8 is the height, okay? And then this is easy because I have the bird cages going up and down. So you're going to put a bird cage piece on each white square, but, and I think it goes right in the middle. Let me just check my card. Oh, I've lost my card. How do I do that? Oh, here it is. Yeah, okay, so this piece does get centered on the white, so that's good to know. Oh, I left too much room. It's not perfect. Oh, well. See, I'm not perfect. Does that make you happy? There's a little bit bigger gap at the bottom. See? The trick is, what do I say? Embrace your imperfections. It really helps a lot. I say that, but sometimes I'm not kind to myself either, so I need to learn to practice what I preach as well. Okay, so now this piece is going to go on here, and there's a little trick. Just a little one. This has to go right to the edge here, the middle edge. There we go, like so. And now here I have to make sure I'm going the right way. I'll keep it straight in front of me. Okay, here we go. Sorry, my camera is quite low, so I have to remember to get underneath. And it's really funny. This is good for my leg muscles because I'm kind of half squatting the whole time. Rachel said it's quite funny to watch me make these videos. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to put adhesive here, and I like to use Tombow so that it can slip around a little bit and give me a little bit of literally wiggle room. Okay, so I didn't have this sitting upside down, so I have to give it a shake. There we go. And you don't want to get too close to your edges because you don't want it goobering out the sides. So now we're taking our card and we're putting it right in the middle. And you're going to leave a little bit of an edge on both sides. That's what you need in order for the card to be able to close without pinching. See? I'm hoping that I remembered to put your white pieces in. I may have forgotten. I just cut white computer paper for the inside of the card, so if I forgot to put those in your kits, I'm sorry, but that wasn't a great expense, so I think we'll be okay. It's just whether or not you have any at home. You can use white cardstock as well, but I usually like to put in just a piece of computer paper and just adhere it at the top so that people can take it out and re-gift the card. So I'm just tapping some black Memento ink. We're the best of friends. And it's not perfect, but that's okay too. And then my bird. So this is the stamp set right here. I'm wondering if I put the bird back or not. We're about to find out. I keep my extra bits. Yeah, here's the bird. We're good to go. And put them on a block. There we go. You can also use your bits of pattern paper that are left over and put that in the inside to decorate too. So, oops, just on the top, just a little bit to make it really easy to remove. So, there we go. Now, we're going to, these go down first and this goes over top. Now I'm missing my pieces. Okay, so this is next. And so you have to be careful that you only want adhesive under this part. So kind of eyeball it and just put it on the top half, the top 2/3. So I kind of put my piece across here and then go up. I would prefer to use fast fuse or tear and tape because it's stronger, but this is quick. So that's what I'm using for the purpose of this video. So now you're going to lay that on here, and what you want to do is make sure that that tip is right in that fold here. Okay, there. And then I'm going to show you this paper, because what the next part is really easy. What I've done is I've cut birds out of the paper, groupings of birds. So this is a threesome, that is just a single. Here's another 3, here's a 2. Okay, so you can pick whichever one you want. I already cut one out because I didn't want you to watch me having to fussy cut. See, so then you take the birds that you've chosen and you can put them wherever you like. I'm going to, oh yeah, one other trick. I'm going to lift the birds up close. Do you see in between the legs here and around the flower, there's white parts? To try to cut that out, some people would like to do that. That will drive you completely bonkers. So my trick is to take the birds, take a balmy blue light blend and color in those white spots, and it'll look like the sky is coming through, right? Because that's what happens. The birds are in a tree and there would be sky in behind. And that way it doesn't look like a white spot that didn't get cut out. It looks like the sky. And now we're going to take some dimensionals and pop them up on the card. So it's that simple. So this is a great card to make when you don't have necessarily all the stamps. So you could send this to somebody and they can make these at home. This is great paper to give to kids because they love to cut. Look how pretty. I like to do it so that the flowers are hanging off the side a little bit. So that's this card. Now I'm going to go back. Oh yeah, I was going to show you. Just a minute. I have to close my ink pad. I want to show you some of the paper. I keep it in this plastic thing. And so the paper is beautiful. I used this the other day. I used this in my coffee and a card kits. And then here's this. This is what we use today. Look it. Looks like someone hand colored it. And then the yellow is just really bright. There's this one. And then on the other side are keys. This is great for Harry Potter fans. This is a whole sheet, just a minute, of beautiful birds. Can you imagine how many cards you could make with this? On the other side is a really fun stripe. And then here, whoopsie, I'm making a mess like you wouldn't believe. This is the paper that I used for this card. So you can see how you can just cut out different groupings of birds. It is a little bit of fussy cutting, but you can decide how few or how many of the flowers that you include. That's the other side, really pretty pink. I think that's it. I think I've showed it all. That's what I have left anyway. So now I'm going to try to stack this up so I don't, usually what happens is when my video ends, I have a disaster on my table that needs to be cleaned up. So I'm trying to clean up as I go. So I am subjecting you to my cleanup process. Yay me. Okay, so but anyway, what I do, these holders are from Cropper Hopper. I got them on Amazon. And anyway, it really helps me to keep my paper organized. So now I just slide it all into the holder, including my little bits. See, there we go. It's great. Keeps me organized, and I can throw these birds in there as well. And then here are my feathers. I cut out little feathers from the paper too. I had those on a different card the other day. So this paper really goes a long way. People say they don't like pattern paper, but pattern paper is awesome. Okay, so here's I'm going to make another card. You guys get to watch me make 2 cards today because I wanted to show you something. I'm just going to grab this whole thing. Ina used the Memories and More cards. So this was a Memories and More card, and this is the stamp set that goes with it. And inside are all these wonderful framelits. So this framelit from the lighthouse is in there as well, and I already cut it out. So I just wanted to show you that it came from a Memories and More card. See, there's the other side. You can use it as a journaling card with scrapbooks. Okay, so that's the one piece she used. And then you see this piece here? That was actually another Memories and More card. See, I chopped off the ends, and now we have this left, and I started cutting. Okay, this is a sticker sheet that goes in there, and this thing here is what that is. So now we know. Okay, so I decided to do it in red, but yeah, I think I'm good. All right. So we have the same base. We have the same white piece of paper. I'm going to use the nice bold stripe. Now I have lost my snail. It is buried. But where is it buried? Oh yeah, it was not buried. I just couldn't find it. Okay, I'm sitting, guys. So if anybody's commenting, I'm not seeing it. I'm not ignoring you. I will answer all your comments after this video. I want to thank everybody who has been dropping off old stamp sets, especially the wooden ones, ink pads, markers, paper, ribbon. It's amazing. Because of your generosity, I am able to make more kits. I add stuff for myself, of course, but what I'm running out of is things to put them in. So if you have any paper pumpkin boxes at home or brown paper bags, that would be most helpful. Okay, so that's the card part. Now here is the band part. I'm not going to say all the dimensions again because you've heard them. Sometimes a broken record is good, and sometimes it is not. Okay. That recipe that I shared with you with the chicken with the artichokes, oh my goodness, so good. And you can use canned tomatoes. The artichokes are something that stays really well in the fridge. You know, those things look so gross in a jar. I was skeptical, but oh my goodness, it was super delicious and super easy. So yeah, that's always a good combination, isn't it? I'm going to try to make English muffins today or tomorrow, probably tomorrow. So remember, this goes right to the middle. Okay, and then the other one. So I just wanted to show you how this card can look completely different when you use different papers. There we go. So now we'll open it up. We'll put some Tombow in there. So thanks again to Ina for sending me that card. This was all part of a Happy Mail for Gerard contest. I was hoping to be able to surprise him with cards when he came, and then of course he couldn't come, but then we did a video, so he was very, very touched with all the love. So now I'm doing a fancy folds contest. So if you send me a card with your favorite fancy fold, I'm just going to try to manipulate this. It's not moving. Sometimes Tombow can really dry quickly. I don't know what happened. Look at that. It's like down for the count. I never do this, but I'm tearing it apart. Oh my goodness. A thicker layer, people. This is going to be hidden. Okay. It's kind of like when you have a messy face and then you put foundation on and it's gone. It's amazing. Magic. Okay, so I'm sliding it to the bottom before and moving it over a little bit. Cardstock is all very different. Different colors of cardstock can react differently. I'm telling you, it's amazing. Sometimes the more pigment that's in a cardstock, it really affects how it works. Okay, so now we have this and this and this. Oops, these go down, then this goes down. Oh, look at that. I screwed up somehow. I've made my folds wrong. Look, my barn door or my Dutch door, it's just going to stand up. It's okay. I might not finish this one. See, it wasn't meant to go on, but it's okay. I have these huge scissors that I'm going to finish. I'm leaving a little border of green. Okay. There we go. People get quiet when they color. I sometimes get quiet when I cut. So try to turn the paper as you cut to keep an even edge. We've been binge watching Grey's Anatomy. It makes everybody think they could be a surgeon till the blood starts gushing. Okay, so now just on the top, see, so you can see here that it was a Memories and More card. The lines are quite helpful. It gives me a good guide for where I can go. So this is going to go like so. There. And now I'm looking at Ina's card. She did such a good job. Oh, she's got it lower, like so. Okay, perfect. There. Tombo and I are not friends right now. I feel like I've been deceived by my adhesive. It was not as easy as I thought. I expect it to be really easy because then it pays for getting my fingers dirty. But that didn't happen. Okay, so for these stickers, another trick. If I can find it. Yes. Does anybody know what this is? That is an embossing buddy. So what it's good for is when you have a sticker, I don't want this to be a sticker because I want to pop it up. So you tap your embossing buddy on it and that gets rid of the stick. It's amazing. Look, it doesn't stick anymore. So now I can just put a couple of dimensionals on the back, and if someone squishes my card, that sticker is not going to stick to the card and make it all wonky. So, nice little trick. And you know, if you were giving this for another, maybe we should do this one. This is the perfect moment. Let's do it again. So tap, tap, tap with your embossing buddy. So the embossing buddy, what it does is it stops your embossing powder from sticking where you don't want it to stick. And it's especially effective on dark cardstock. Okay, so there we go. How cute is that? Now, Ina had a bow. I might just do a little anchor. Like so. How cute is that? So, I'm not so pleased that there's a gap here. I made this card before the other one, and I don't think, done all my homework. So the fold is really important. When you do fancy folds, the measuring is super important. I'm going to just, I think I know what happened. I'm just going to push it over just a little bit. I did 2 score marks. Oh yeah, it's already getting better. I can't find my bone folder, so I'm just going to use my scissors. There, I think I fixed my mistake. I had scored this twice. It's not perfect, but that's okay. So there's the other card. So this looks, yeah, this is very vintagey. This is a little brighter. Both beautiful cards. And then here is the bird one again, which is a totally different feel. And I can't show you, it does stand up like that. Doesn't look great from the top, but it does stand up nicely so it doesn't fold over, which is, I think, a really beneficial perk. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm seeing lots of hearts. That's wonderful. That makes me happy. You could use this as a mask too. I'm just looking at this. You could use this as a mask and then sponge and then move your lighthouse over a little bit, and then you would have a shadow in behind it. So maybe I'll make something with that. I just want to thank everybody for joining. Please share my video. I'll send out a free tutorial. And what else can I say? Yes, drop off paper pumpkin boxes if you have any. And actually, I was going to show you, these are the Memories and More cards. This is what I have left, okay? I've used them to make a beautiful sampler, which I should maybe show you as well. Oh, goodness. Okay, look. There's just lots of, you can see how the cards, like this one would be used for a journaling and a scrapbook page. And this could too, but this one also makes a really easy card. See? Oops. Oh, that's still upside down. Sorry. Soaring free. Free as the ocean. If you've been on a cruise and survived, this would be great. Look at that. Isn't that so nice? And then this one, here's a blue one that you could cut out. Let's see if it works. Yeah. Nope. See, that one doesn't work. That would have to be fussy cut. You know what? I am going to take out the camera so I can show you this. I made a 12 by 12 sampler and I forgot all about it, and I don't think we've ever done it as a class. Sometimes I get ahead of myself. But look, these Memories and More packs I think are like $14.50, I think. They're just a really, really good deal. I find that you can make so many fun cards, and you can scrapbook or make a 3D thing. Look at this. There's also these things that you can use as a mask or on a fancy card. And there's a white side and a pattern side. Look at that's for like waves or sand or whatever. And I think there were more. Yep. Look. Here's one with rope. Oops, sorry, you can't see that. Like this with rope. And here is one. Look at that, how pretty that is. And then there's also big ones. And then we sell Memories and More cards that these will fit right on, cards and envelopes. So if you want instant gratification for card making, this is it. I'm so glad isn't this just the truth? Let's go somewhere and do something. Yeah, send that to somebody now. We all want to. Remember when the world was normal? You could make a pretty fun scrapbook for COVID. Look at how pretty this is. See? So you can cut this up too and use it on your cards. Here. Shopping is such a big experience now. You might want to make a fancy list. Here's that card that I cut up for our card. And yeah. So I'm just going to slip you guys out of my phone. Oops. Okay. I'm walking through my messy stamp room. This is the zone of the creating of the kits for kids, but I ran out of boxes, so I had to stop. There's all my paper that I've cut up. I had tons of this ice cream paper, and it's fun for kids. So I'm trying to make kits that kids actually like, but I'm thinking that they'll stamp anything right now. So here is that 12 by 12. There is a glare. I'm going to see if I can take it down and not have such a glare. Oh. Sorry, guys. You guys are probably going a little bit wonky. But see, there it is. So that's a 12 by 12 shadow box. So that's made with the Memories and More cards. It was really, really easy to make. And then this is a card that I made. This is another fancy fold card. Take a look. I have the tutorial on YouTube. Oops, I'm trying to hold this up. There, see, it's explosion or whatever. I should have kept my camera. See, it goes like that. But anyway, I have a video on that. And yeah, so that's it. I've kept you for long enough. Happy card making. Technique Club people, remember to get your orders into me within the hour or so. That would be most helpful. Thanks a lot. Have a super day. Bye.